Welcome to Before Now podcast. My name is Bliss Akinyemi, but I prefer that you call me Missy. Missy is spelled Mici and pronounced Missy. That's right. You need a pen, grab one. Missy. That's how you pronounce Missy. If this is your first time listening to the pod, you're welcome. Before Now podcast is a weekly talk show where my guest and I discuss different subjects of life in relation to how we used to see them. This is how we see them now. This week on the pod, we are talking investment. Investment with an amazing person. I've told you before, only amazing people on this pod. My guest for today is Rachael Ogunmuyiwa, a freelance content creator, email copywriter, social media manager, and affiliate marketer. When she's not doing any of these things, you can find her teaching online, volunteering, reading, catching cruise, enjoying life, and drinking palm wine. Palm wine gang. Rachel, welcome on the show.
Thank you, Missy.
Yeah.
To be here with you.
So good to have you too. So today we are discussing investment, and as we do it on the show, we discuss it before versus now. So tell me, at what point did you first learn or hear about investment, or what was your first exposure to investment? Like what investment is all about?
Okay, my first exposure was through my mother.
Oh, okay.
Growing up, we grew up in a kind of home where saving to support yourself is encouraged. No one tells you that actually.
Oh, okay, you just see others doing it.
How things is being done, you would pick up and then you would be the first to ask for your colo.
Oh, okay, I get it.
You can save your money. And personally, my first type of investment was and still is investing in books.
Oh, yeah.
So I save, I buy books. I buy books. Of course, when I was doing that, I saw it as I was just buying books. I didn't see it as investment. But as I grew up, I realized, this is also another form of investment.
Yes,
it doesn't have
yourself.
To be when I put money into a place or in somebody's hand. I could invest in book, put it on myself. So that's my first experience.
So aside investing in books, what else did you ever at any point invest in?
Before,
nothing. Just
I saved for books.
You just saved up for books. Yes. And that was it. So you did not I don't know. Is there any such thing as investing in clothes or something? I mean, I'm talking about growing up. But say maybe, okay, let me buy this clothes so that I can have this to wear till later time and all of that.
Okay, well, I'll say I wasn't the going out type.
Oh, okay.
Based on my home, come back from school,
sit down
at home. I'm either going out to buy food or my mom sends me on errand. Okay. Nobody says get dressed. You are going to see Aunt Lagbaja or Uncle Lagbaja.
Okay, so it's go out and stay inside the house.
And then God help me, the church I attended growing up was CNS. All you have to do is wear your garments.
Wear your garments. Oh wow, that's so beautiful.
Yes.
Anyway, so now proceeding. I mean, personally, growing up, like you said, investing in books. But to be honest, me, I didn't even know how to put money aside. Like when I was growing up, I could not delay gratification. I said that on the last episode. Delaying gratification was a no-no for me. Like, why do you want to put money aside to get something at a later time? But I think that after secondary school, when I left secondary school, I didn't know it was investment, like you said. But I knew that, okay, I could buy this shoe. I mean, growing up, there was this way that you just you get prone to feeling left out easily if everybody has something new to wear at a particular event. Say it's a church event and this is a grand event and everybody has a new shoe to rock and you don't have that new shoe to rock and you're still repeating shoe. There was that mentality when we were growing up. At my own end, you just said you were wearing garments, so you probably cannot relate.
Yeah, I cannot.
But then there was just this pressure of, so there's a church anniversary, your annual general meeting, and you want to wear the same shoe from last year. So for me then it was okay, save money towards buying this kind of shoes so that I can wear it, and then I feel good about myself at that point in time. But if you think about it now in retrospect, it don't make sense. Who invests in shoes? Who actually invest
to look good?
Yeah, that's the point. It was all about, it boosted my self-esteem. It made me feel very confident. I mean, we didn't have a lot when we were growing up. So all those times that we could actually at least come out in something new, it was a big deal for me and all of that. So also before now, Rachel, was there any point where you got to hear about investment and then something changed inside of you and you were so this thing can actually be like this? We're going to talk about what you're doing now, but but let's just talk about like, okay, before, was there a point where you were like, oh wow, investment can be like this, or this is another way or another thing to invest, and what was it?
Okay, I can't really say I remember anyone telling me about investment. But from reading books, I did get to know about investment.
Yeah.
But even then, the idea I had about it was that you have to have this big money.
Big money, yes, big money.
Big money to put into it.
Yes.
Like millions.
Exactly. It was always millions.
At
Who
some
put
point,
that in
I heard
our
about stocks. I heard about
bonds.
Trading bonds.
Yes,
of course, I didn't actually get what they all meant.
No,
but I knew when I read books, I would say invest in this, invest in that. But I had this assumption that it has to be big money. So even into the University of Ibadan, where I studied, 100 level, 200 level, I was still seeing investment as it has to be big
money. Yes, big
so
money.
I was doing the saving. In fact, after savings, at the end of the day, I'll just pack it either on food and books. I don't even buy clothes like that.
Oh my God. So how did you demystify the big money part of investment? How did you shatter that thought? Like, okay, this is not really about big money. How did you do that?
Fortunate for me, before I entered the University of Ibadan, I had contact with Folarin Adeboye.
Oh wow. So, no wonder. I see why you were particular about listening to Fola's episode.
When I saw
Fola, shout out to you.
To listen to what he had to say about money.
Oh yes, I get it.
That was my first encounter with, you said you can invest in bits.
Oh yes.
You don't have to have it all at once. So I remember I started my journey with F&K saving bits. 1,000 today, 1,500 today. I was working and studying. I was working as a tutorial teacher. So once I get paid the 500 naira per hour, and then it accumulates into 1,000, 2,000, I'll just call him. I'll either part it 1,000 or 1,500. So along the line, as I worked better and also got better income,
paying jobs,
I gathered a good sum, and then I turned it, after saving up to that level, I turned it into investment. Then I realized it doesn't have to be that big. 20,000, 50,000, 100,000. You can start from what you have.
Exactly.
All you have to do is find that investment opportunity where you can actually, of course, there are big ones.
Of course.
The
big ones are for the people that can actually afford them.
People like us, we also have to find a way
Everybody
around
has like a level. You have like your level, and you have to know your level.
Yes.
So do you, I've seen people like go out of their way to want to invest, like borrow money.
Okay.
Is that something that you would advise?
Well, I've never tried.
Picturing it in your head, just imagining it, because I've heard about it. I've seen people that have like borrowed money because this opportunity is too good to give up on or something like that, and then they probably take a loan and all of that to invest. Is that something you advise? Considering that investment is actually quite risky.
Well, if it is assured that the risk is very low, and there is assurance that, of course, given this particular date we have given to you, will get back your capital and your return. Well, people say, I have this idea about debt being a bad thing. Even till now, I still do not. People say it's not. Depends on what you want to put the money into.
I get some people say,
but still, I don't think I can do that. Borrow money, another person. Anything could happen.
What if anything happens? You get it.
Anything could happen with investment.
Yes. So, talking about anything could happen with investment. Have you suffered like any loss when it comes to investment, like investment related loss, and how did you take it? How did you come back from it?
Okay, if I start that one, sorry go long.
Oh my God.
Sorry go long. But I am this person that once I decide on something, I look out for the best and I set the worst. I've always carried that with me when it comes to life and investment. In fact, even before I started investing, that has helped me a lot. From the moment I failed to gain admission to the University of Lagos, and the second day I picked up my book and started preparing for the next jam. So that actually formed some of my principles about when something bad happens. Okay, you want to cry about it, but do not stay there for too long. Brother will say that's a bad way to live when it comes to using money. But I feel, since I understood from the beginning that there is a risk involved in this, and I went ahead to do it, so there is no joy in me worrying about it.
But considering the fact that we deal with things like differently, and for some people, no amount of preparedness would actually prepare for them for the shock that they are still going to receive when an investment plan goes wrong. So what are you going to say to that? Like, some people are just going to take it really bad, despite the fact that, like you said, they knew what they were doing before they got into it. So what would you say to that?
Well, personally, I don't know what to say. I want to introduce somebody to an investment opportunity. I lay it all at the table.
Okay, and then
this is it.
Leave it up to them to decide.
This is it. Investment could go well or it could go wrong.
I get it.
Of course, sometimes you have to be careful not to always put your money into high risk investment. But you have to be also prepared for what would happen.
What would happen?
Because even if it is a low risk investment, anything could happen.
Exactly.
Anything could happen.
And there's
I've seen it play out
several times. Like
that's just like
there's no guarantee. Like even life is not life is so risky. Like nothing is sure. No balance at all. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm going to put you on the spot before we proceed. Right. Before we talk about now. Yeah, that's where we are right now. Okay. That is where we are right now. You have just 10 seconds. Okay. In fact, if I want to be very, very nice to you, I'm supposed to make it like 5 seconds.
Hello, everyone. This is Rachel. In case you know me and I know you and you think I'm intelligent, in case you've been the one who says I'm spontaneously intelligent,
oh my God.
Please bear with me.
Why did you have
whatever
to do that?
Happens? Bear with me. I know you are listening, village people. Bear with me.
Oh my God. Rachel, did you just like give a disclaimer?
Yeah, I need to do that.
Okay, so what happens? What happens when you get it?
I'll raise clap and praise myself.
But you already just give up on yourself by giving that disclaimer.
Like I said, I look out for the best and I expect the worst.
Okay. So Rachel, your time is gonna start now, and the word is held. TFMOROC. TFMOROC. Once again, TFMOROC.
TFMOROC.
Time up. Anyways, let's proceed.
You see, I did not disappoint you guys. Thank you for waiting upon me.
Oh my God. Okay, so if you're listening, head over to social media, go unscramble the word that Rachel could not unscramble on the show today. The word is spelled TFMOROC. And leave a comment telling us how long it took you to actually figure it out. I know by the time you see it on social media, you're going to have an idea of what it is. That's why I don't let them write it, because if they write it, these people are smart.
I'm good on papers.
These people are smart.
I'm good on paper.
If they wrote it down, they will definitely get it. So let's talk about investment now. What's that journey like for you? What would you advise? Generally, what would you just say to somebody that's thinking of investment? I know you've said the whole preparedness and everything, but are there like places you ask them to look? Is this something you say, okay, I think you should consider doing this and doing that, over doing this, depending on this, and like, what are your reasons? What would your reasons be?
Okay, people and their choices. But when it comes to investment, I would advise people to look for sustainable investment opportunities.
By sustainable, you mean?
Well, based on my experience, I've put money in places where I knew it would not last over a certain period of time.
Are you talking Ponzi right now?
No.
That sounded like Ponzi.
No, I've never done that.
That sounded like some MMM shit.
I've never done that. I've put money in places whereby I knew this thing might not exceed this period of time. Okay. But that expectation came too soon, and I ended up being shot for that period of time. Okay. So when I say sustainable, investment in what people would always need. Okay. Like agriculture. Like real estate. Okay. Of course, if the person behind that investment is not a thief, is not greedy for anything, investment like that are sustainable. Yeah.
But aside greed and all of that, I think sometime in 2017 I had a friend that was like investing in a farm, and there's this old I think was he herdsman or something that like breaks down the entire farm and all of that. That was not about the person being greedy and all of that. But I think what saved them then was the fact that there was an insurance plan like set in place and all of that. So what would you say to people who want to invest? What questions would you ask them to ask? Because I think if you don't know if you are covered by insurance or not, that's another thing that you should actually like consider. So what would you ask people to look out for? What questions would you say ask before jumping into it or before diving into it?
Okay, before I go into that, I want to talk about your point about herdsmen. I said even low risk investment.
Exactly.
Anything could happen.
Anything could really happen.
At the time that that we are in now, we have food insecurity. People are afraid to go to farm. The farmers, there is wastage of their investments. Because when herdsmen bring in their family members, you know what happens.
Everything is gone. Yes, I get that.
When it comes to investing, I would say first for me it's about the person behind that investment. You have to do your background check. Then 2, what are they investing in?
Okay.
So some people, when you ask them that question, they hardly give you
meaningful response.
Yes. They will just keep telling you, don't worry.
Don't
the money
worry.
is safe with us.
Don't worry.
Don't worry. Ask people who have,
don't worry.
And when you begin to see testimonials here and there, you feel, okay, if this person is doing it, it works in marketing, then why not? So look at what exactly they are investing your money into. And then insurance too is part of it. Some investments, they just, thank God for social media or even website, they will just put up their story, their name, and then they'll show you one, maybe
they always have fine banners too, like the design, graphic design is always top notch.
Some will even have certificates of maybe not money laundering or stuff like that. And then you think, okay, if the government of
the Federal Republic of Nigeria,
what is there to be afraid
of?
So you need to look at the person, what they are investing in, and then insurance or the assurance.
The assurance that you have actually.
And then also request for documentation.
Okay, so now thank you for mentioning that. Requesting for documentation. I mean, is that like, I've not really been in that situation a lot, but is that something that people really do? Like, you want to invest in somebody or somebody's business or something, especially if it's like not just one person coming up to you to say invest in me or something like that. So do people just bring out their documents?
We have what we call MOU.
Oh yes, okay.
Both parties, the company you are investing in or at will prepare it. Your name will be there, the amount you have invested, the duration, your expected return, and then you hold on to that, and then they also hold on to their copy in case anything happens and it is possible for you to pursue it legally.
Okay, so in the case of pursuing it legally now, Nigerian court system and justice system, you can really drag and all of that. Does that is not like something anybody wants to actually find themselves in, doing court wahala with anybody, like going back and forth over something. So I think the best thing at this point is to just make sure that you're working with somebody that's legit, because if you hold on to a document thinking you will sue somebody,
I've had an experience whereby the person was even telling us that, look, if you guys keep shouting, if you go ahead to report me, you know what happens in the Nigerian system.
Like,
the lawyer, the judge will ask me, how long will it take me to repay you guys?
Oh my God, people threaten with that a lot. And
it's what we understand to be about our system. The abnormalities become the norm.
Yes,
so people can ride on that to make claims.
Exactly. So that just don't go and be trusting a sheet of paper and say yes because you have this documentation.
People sometimes they will just get their own share and tell the person, go and settle yourself with them.
So you get it. So that's right. So now I want to ask you we're gradually coming towards the end of the show. For the sake of those that are probably like listening right now, and investment is still quite a big deal for them. They don't get it. What would you say they should invest in? Aside the whole agriculture. I mean, people hear agriculture. Okay, so let me give you an example of what I'm saying. Recently, a friend was talking on his WhatsApp status, was talking about ways to make money and all of that, and he was like dishing out examples of stuff you could do that people don't even regularly think. He gave an idea that I think I'm still going to use. He said, go to your family house, go pick up stuff from there, and then see what you can sell, like antiques and all of that. I think I'm just going to go to Badagry very soon to go
family property.
To go and look at all the antiques they have in the house and then go and sell it. I love art. I think every time about collecting art and all of that. I think that is one investment opportunity that a lot of people do not probably consider. They don't think about. You could collect art and all of that, but then what kind of art are you collecting? What's the value that the art has? But I'm just saying, let's talk about different things that people should consider investing in. You could invest in a person. You could invest in a friend. You could, if you believe so much in what they are doing, if you believe so much in where they are going, the worst that can happen is you guys will have everything written down and laid out bare and say, okay, this is how it is going to go, but I'm going to invest in you because. So do you have any other ideas that you want to share? Say opportunities that people probably miss?
Well, you can invest in yourself.
Of course, investing in yourself
Get
is
a
like
skill.
Of course,
pour it all on yourself, and
exactly.
Then, my idea of investing is that you use your money to make more money.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it doesn't have to be that you put your money with someone else or your company.
Exactly.
You could decide to learn a skill, a high income skill, so that at the end of the day,
skill that is very, very in demand.
Yes,
money. More money. Yeah.
So that's aside. People can also invest in their own business. You can start to, if you want to start a business of your own, save up, and then when you have enough,
quality stuff and all of that.
It.
Exactly.
Investment doesn't have to be about I have money somewhere
with some other person.
It could be about you doing it for yourself. And like you said, you find somebody who has the sense, the wisdom, the head is correct. The person has always comes up with ideas.
And
let the person sit down, both plan it, bring the money. You could be the one who brings the money. The person brings the idea. So when it grows, you have an agreement. You give me a particular percentage of your profit.
So that's it from us today on the pod. Rachel, how do you feel right now? How was it?
I think I failed.
You didn't fail. Your scrambling part. That was intentional. I really hope that you would not get it, and I'm so glad that you did not. What's that?
Prayers answered. Please come prepared if you are coming.
What's that? What is actually that show off that you guys come and form smartness on this show?
I didn't come to form smartness.
I'm just saying, like, everybody's like, yes, I'm going to try to get it.
I felt if Fola could get it, why not?
Oh my, Fola, can you hear that? Oh my God, such confidence.
I know that I sabi book pass Fola.
Okay. No, it's not on this pod that you people are going to start our argument. So this is where we wrap it up. This is where we say thanks for listening. We know that if you've listened up to this point, it was because you had the reason to stick around to listen to what we had to say. Follow the pod on social media, Facebook and Instagram. It's at BeforeNow Podcast. Leave us a review wherever it is that you're streaming this podcast from. Of course, you cannot leave a comment. I need to put that out. You can't leave a comment, but you can keep giving us the stars. Give us the stars so we can move up the ladder. You can find me personally on Facebook and Instagram. Facebook is Blissa Kinyami. On Instagram at Missy Blissy. Missy Blissy spelled MICIBLISSY. Till the next episode, ask yourself, what happened before now?